In today's day and age and in big 2025, we are definitely no stranger to one of the biggest online threats, that is cancel culture. Fortunately for us regular folk, that is probably the least of our concerns, but in the celebrity world, y'all know it can get a little crazy and a little heated. Recently, we have seen so many female artists pop into the scene or putting their name back out there. We've got Victoria Monet, we've got Tate McRae, we've got Doechii, we've got Sabrina Carpenter, and many more. Although all of them are killing it in their own respective ways, they all have very different audiences, and I guess it's safe to say that some may not be getting the love they deserve. You suck! Which is why I need to bring your attention to one specific pop artist that comes to mind, who unfortunately, and don't shoot the messenger, but she may just be the most hated pop star right now. So with that being said, when are y'all gonna let Tyla breathe? How is up? Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melinda, and if you're new here or this is your first time stumbling upon my channel, then I suggest hitting that subscribe button down below. You definitely don't want to miss out on some of the juicy topics that we're going to get into, so if you want to stay tuned, it's never too late to join this community. But with that being said, I want to get into the why and the how Tyla is the most hated pop star right now. And you might think that's a stretch, but the hateful think pieces and comments and tweets that I see on a regular basis, they say otherwise.
If someone were to sit me down, look me dead in the eye, and have a heart-to-heart with me about why is it
that Tyla is getting this amount of hate ever since she popped into the scene, it would take me a significant amount of time to put together a logical explanation as to why Tyla is getting this type of hate that she may or may not deserve. And I don't mean to sound like a crazy fan or anything, but the Tyla hate is genuinely forced, and we're gonna get into why that is. So I'm sure most of you are up to date with what has been going on recently. Of course, when it comes to Tyla, there is a new controversy almost every single week. When I say she cannot catch a break, she cannot take a moment to breathe, I truly mean that, because some of you on the internet are such bitter weirdos who will find any little reason possible to try and drag this girl down. But for a brief little breakdown, Tyla was performing at Coachella this year, both weekend 1 and 2, and based on these clips that I've watched, she was giving the crowd some raw vocals, she was serving looks, she was giving a performance. I'm not a performance critique or anything, but I'd say she did a good job. But when it comes to critique, you would think that people would find something a little bit more relevant to comment on, like her performance or the music, or even just the new song that she showcased at Coachella for the very first time.
I have this song that I was not supposed to preview today. Something inside of me was like, just play the song, girl.
Am I crazy for thinking that that's what people should have been focused on? Maybe. Just a little bit. However, Tyla has fallen victim to the most ridiculous hot takes that people have, where she is constantly in a position to defend herself or pretty much speak up for herself, and the internet does not like to see her clap back. Coachella weekend 2, Tyla was seen wearing this very cute outfit as per usual. She had this green bralette situation and then some denim shorts with a little green accent on the sides. And it was very simple, it was very Tyla. As we know, she has a very unique style, there's no debate about it. But the actual controversy itself is so unserious, and if you haven't heard of it yet, you are probably thinking that it's something crazy. Let me just tell you right now, it is nothing crazy, but people like to make it deep when it really isn't. Basically, on Twitter, someone by the username Tyla's Girl, who clearly is a Tyla fan, commented, and I quote, "Tyla's outfit for Coachella is inspired by the icon Britney Spears." They basically showed a side-by-side of Tyla's outfit and Britney Spears' outfit back in 2001. Now, when I first looked at it, I'm not even gonna lie, I can see where this person had this vision in their mind. The shape of the bralette is similar in my opinion, and the color scheme going on is also quite similar. But besides that, at the end of the day, they are not identical outfits, and it really could have just been a simple coincidence. For all she knows, she got given an outfit, definitely didn't think too much of it, put it on, felt cute, and went and performed. For the stylist, on the other hand, if he or she was inspired by Britney's outfit, by all means,
I guess we'll never know.
Now, the only reason this became a trending topic in the first place is because Tyla did take it upon herself to respond, as she does quite often, saying, "Love her, but I just thought the outfit was fly, ... no inspo." And exactly, like I said, she was probably just given an option of outfits, thought it was cute, thought it was fly, as she said herself, and boom, she was wearing her Coachella outfit.
One day y'all gonna learn to leave Tyla alone. I really don't think it's that big of a deal that she said it wasn't inspo. And it could possibly be like it wasn't inspo for her, but it was inspo for the stylist, because the person who styled Tyla, Katie Keon, Camila Cabello's stylist, she literally styled Tyla, so that could have been her inspo. but it probably wasn't Tyla's inspo when she saw the fit. She just probably thought it was a cute outfit. She probably didn't even think of Britney. You guys just be going off on that girl for no reason. It's really, really strange. Every time she opens her mouth, I'm glad she told that person to shut the fuck up because it was about time.
So it started as an innocent comment from Tyla herself, basically revealing that there was no direct inspiration to Britney's outfit. Someone else then felt like commenting, "I personally think she is a copycat and too full of herself." And Tyla, who does have a Twitter up now of sticking up for herself and not being afraid to clap back when needed, responded in retaliation and said, "Personally, I think you should STFU, which means shut the f up." And y'all, at this point, she gave that troll some ammo because they just responded with, "And your head is huge too." Like, guys, what is going on? Like, actually, what is going on? So that's pretty much the Twitter controversy that has been going on, and all of a sudden everyone just has a think piece about it. I mean, shit, here I am right now sitting making a video about it too.
Listen, I know that there are much bigger issues going on in the world, yada yada yada, the world has spinning. Well, not for me. Today it stopped. Okay, I'm pop culture obsessed because I use that as a distraction so I don't think about what's really going on in the world. Now, Tyla, you know that outfit is Britney inspired. Don't piss me off, bitch. Yeah, I'm coming at you with the B words. That shit pissed me off. It's upsetting me and my homegirls being the multiple personalities in my brain. You may not have been inspired by her, but your stylist was and didn't let you know. Now you look and sound dumb. Because that outfit is Britney down.
Tyla wore this at Coachella, and a lot of people seem to believe that she was taking inspiration from the absolute biggest pop star to ever and will ever exist. Of course, the one and only, my one and only, Britney Spears. I mean, you can't deny it's literally giving off the same vibes, but apparently Tyla is not agreeing with this sentiment. See, over on Twitter, somebody tweeted Tyla's outfit for Coachella inspired by the icon Britney Spears. And Tyla responded saying, "Love her, but I just thought the outfit was fly. No inspo." Now, I understand that usually they're not the ones pulling the outfits for themselves. They have a stylist, but you can't tell me the stylist was not inspired by Britney Spears. Am I insulted by her response? Of course not. What am I, 5? But do I agree that this is not the inspo? No.
But I thought I would just give y'all a brief little explanation on that specifically because some of you are employed and probably have no idea what everyone is talking about, rightfully so. We've also got some support. Someone commented, "Y'all owe Tyla an apology." Somebody said, "People just want to keep her under a microscope. They're literally waiting for her to mess up and it's weird." And I couldn't agree more, and I definitely am going to get into that a little bit later in the video because there is something so crazy about how nowadays, as soon as someone's on the come up or as soon as someone has started to establish themselves a little bit more in the music scene, all of a sudden people are no longer happy, the support starts crumbling down, and all the haters are closely watching, waiting for that one little slip up that any regular human may have in order to flip it, reverse it, switch it, bop it into something that was
Never that serious.
from the get-go. So many of you guys are never satisfied because, funny enough, if Tyla were to come out and say that she actually was inspired by this Britney outfit, y'all would still have a problem with it and there would be no end of it, honestly. Some of you guys would probably flip it and still call her a copycat, but instead of pretending and being honest and upfront about the reality of this outfit that she wore, all of a sudden she's either a liar or she's still a copycat. So like I said, she really can't win both ways. There's always going to be something that someone is not satisfied with. But of course, the internet was in an uproar, and I'm going to read to you guys some of the comments that we saw. First, we got this one. "Who the F gassed this B word up like that?" This comment also had so many views, and this one, honestly, I didn't even know what to think about it, but this user commented, "You could tell Tyla never been slapped before." Huh? Y'all, if that's not peak hatred, I don't know what is. Obviously, we know what this person meant by that. We know the undertone of this comment. They themselves are riding the wave of calling Tyla full of herself, a brat, arrogant, or any other synonym to basically describe the same thing. Honestly, I think she had every right to defend herself. I know it's definitely a hot topic on whether or not celebrities should even engage with the trolls and the hate comments that they receive, but y'all need to keep in mind, Tyla is really not that old. She is only 23, freshly 23. I myself am 22, going on 23, so we're very close in age. And she's a Gen Z, guys. It's really that simple. She's a Gen Z, and I know that doesn't carry much weight at the end of the day, but she is chronically online herself, even though she's booked and busy. So I don't blame her necessarily for wanting to respond right away. I also saw this comment saying, "Put her in a room with Rihanna," which I don't even know what that means, but it's there. We have another agreeer saying, "LMFAO. I was on her side at first, but then I started reading her responses to people like, yeah, I see it." And I still don't see it, you guys, because realistically, any of these people, if they were told this to their face that they're a copycat for something that they had no responsibility over, I'm pretty sure they would feel some type of way too. And a lot of y'all like to act tough, but best believe, put into her situation or anyone else, some of you would act quite different, maybe even the same way you claim to not approve of. Some more supportive comments that of course we like to see. Lol, what's everyone's obsession with humbling her? Just let her rock out. Now, this comment in particular is directly going to bring me into the next thing I want to talk about, which is basically some of her earlier controversies, because like I said, she catches no breaks, and ever since Water popped off and her name was really put on the map, people just always had something to say. I knew she was wild when they asked her for her race and she looked at her manager for the answer. Let's get into all that. So why is it that we hate Tyla? Correction, why is it that y'all hate Tyla? Actually, double correction, why is it that Americans hate Tyla? Because no, it is not everybody around the world, definitely not. It is strictly Americans, Black Americans, who hate on Tyla. It's been this way ever since the very beginning when she came out and told everybody that she is colored. You guys, the Americans went running with this one. They were not happy about it. We've seen so many comments of people basically accusing her of appropriating Black culture. Now, for some of you who still may refuse to accept the reality that not everything revolves around you, colored in South Africa refers to someone who is biracial and just mixed with different ethnicities. This term also originated during the South African apartheid in the years 1948 to 1994. So for those of you who needed a quick little history lesson, there you have it. However, in America, in the US, typically just refer to it as mixed race, biracial. Y'all get the idea. And another reason why the Americans were sent into a fit of rage over this is because in the US, the term colored was a derogatory slur that was used during the Jim Crow era. That, of course, was used against African Americans. So, of course, when the Americans heard Tyla claiming this, they were just not having it. And of course, this situation escalated when Tyla went for an interview on The Breakfast Club with, the one and only Charlemagne. When Charlemagne asked her about this because it was a very hot topic, instead of responding to the question, she looked back at her manager for approval, and everyone was sent into an uproar over this. And I don't blame her for not knowing how to act in that situation. I'm pretty sure, based on interviews and just how she responded later on, that she just felt uncomfortable and that she didn't want to keep talking about this conversation. But again, nobody was having it, and a lot of people were just confused as to why she even went to do the interview in the first place, knowing that Charlemagne was not going to hold back on asking the controversial questions that everybody wanted to get an answer to. That part I can understand, because why
would you go to an interview knowing damn well you're going to be asked certain things that you definitely don't even want to respond to?
But again, I don't blame her for wanting to stand on business and not falling for the trap, because that could have quickly turned into a whole other situation that I'm sure she just wanted to avoid, and that her and her team tried to work around, because they did ask Charlemagne to not ask certain questions, but he was not having it. It was his show and he was not about to sugarcoat anything. And because of this whole silly mess, people started calling Tyla an uppity African.
The critique of Tyla being an uppity African not only ties into the gendered expectations that are placed upon female artists, but also the narratives about how African women in the global entertainment industry should act. Because it seems like a lot of you want them to be the image of gratitude and submission and humility. And in reality, she's just a pretty girl from Joburg. And let's pretend for a second that the criticism that Tyla has received has nothing to do with her African identity, okay? And let's pretend the statement was just, she's uppity, not an uppity African. Does that not show the tightrope that female artists walk upon? Because any self-assurance or assertiveness is met with resistance.
Another controversy that Tyla fell victim to is her struggling to hold her trophies. So this first started when she won an award at the VMAs. I think it was a Moon Man, I think is what it's called. Yeah, she won a Moon Man. Basically, she went on stage to accept her award and she could not hold said award. So she kindly asked Lil Nas X and Holly, who presented her with the award, to hold the Moon Man.
You guys know me and holding awards. I'm not strong enough. Yes, please. Oh, you have it over me. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
And a lot of people were quick to side-eye this, because I guess for most of us, we just don't perceive it as a very heavy item. But for Tyla, it was heavy.
When Tyla got up on that stage, I was like, oh my God, I'm so small, I'm so petite. I'm so small and petite. Can someone hold my award for me? I was like, I'm hoping she wasn't asking the Little Mermaid to hold the award.
But the part that was so crazy, obviously, is the internet dragging it and basically creating their own beef between Holly and Tyla. And people were just, saying a bunch of nonsense, probably claiming that Tyla felt superior to Holly, which is why she made her hold her award for her like some type of peasant on the side. This is literally a photo of them enjoying the award ceremony together. All these people are friends. It is you guys that are the problem, because there is no beef. And that also wasn't the first and last time that she went on stage and basically said that she couldn't hold the award.
Whew, guys, I'm gonna put this down. You want me to hold it? Yeah, I got you. Okay. This is crazy. This is also very heavy again.
It's just never going to leave her at this point, because she's going to continue to win awards, and this is kind of how she has to respond to it now whenever she does win said awards. Another outrageous controversy, this one honestly just sent me, but when Tyla performed at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, when they did their big return and everything, people were accusing Tyla of stealing a Victoria's Secret model's wings. And as you guys know, Victoria's Secret, the models, they have these beautiful big wings on stage, and Tyla had extravagant wings.
And people were claiming that she stole somebody's extravagant wings.
Guys, where do you guys come up with these scenarios? Where do you guys come up with these stories? This is not Wattpad. And of course, Tyla had no other choice but to clear the air. She went on the Jennifer Hudson show, and in an interview with her, basically said,
First of all, people think I stole someone's wings. Guys, be for real. Literally, when we did fittings, they were like, just go into the wing room and you can pick any wing, like anyone. So I was having the time of my life. I was trying on all the wings and everything, and this one was just like, as soon as I put it on, I was like, that's mine. Oh, that's mine.
the wings that she chose that we all saw and that we all loved, because come on now, those are the wings that spoke to her. And as you guys can see by this clip, she ain't stole nobody's wings. You guys, I'm already sweating because of all these controversies. I honestly can't handle the rage bait. I don't know how she does it, but you guys kind of get the gist of it. There are a few other little minor controversies, nothing that went as crazy and viral as the ones that I went into detail over. I think there are a lot of miserable, bitter people out there who hate to see someone with raw talent, who dances, who sings great, who's a singer by day and a Victoria's Secret model by night. When you have people in your comments telling you that you can retire most models nowadays, you just got it like that. And Tyla, well, she just got it like that.
I don't mean to glaze. I know I sound like I'm glazing so much in this video.
But I really need to put it into perspective for you guys. Everyone says they want a diva. You got you a diva. She is really just in her own lane, making music and trying to make it big. I think it's just gonna have to start out rocky for her, but at some point down the line, she will get the flowers and the credit that she deserves. But with all that to say, this is why Tyla is the most hated pop star right now. So of course, I did mention that I want to briefly talk about why is it that every single time someone pops out and is doing well, we're literally boosting them to get the attention that we think they deserve. As soon as they reach that threshold or even surpass it, all of a sudden we wish that we never brought them there. Everyone wants to take back the support that they once had and try and bring this person down. And it reminds me of little things, like even in the influencer world, people are so quick to hype somebody up and get them to that point where they are no longer relatable, and all of a sudden now the haters come out crawling, saying that this person is flexing or that they're doing too much and that they're extra and that they're just like everybody else, because they themselves can no longer relate to this person who is now living in the fruits of their labor and transforming their lives as anybody else would. But as I mentioned, cancel culture is no stranger to any of us, and that is unfortunately the day and age that we live in. Nobody is really safe out here. You can be so loved one day and then the next day people wish the worst on you. It's just mind-boggling. But are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. But with that being said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. So let me know if you guys want me to make more videos like this. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you disagree or agree with any of my takes, don't forget to show your girl some love, like this video, and subscribe to stay notified. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.